Yeah, we'll get to your pick of the week. We usually have the same taste in movies. We don't care if they're bad, we don't care if they're good. Does it keep us entertained for 2 hours? And can we snuggle on the couch? A man and his monkey need some snuggle time. And, a man and his monkey's kitty, and his rock and wrangle. Anyways, we get together, we watch movies. And sometimes we like to not even know what they're about. That's what this segment is. Movie with a monkey. Formerly, what's that about? All rolled up in one. We look at movies, we decide what they are, and then we see what they really are by reading the description on the back. Monk Bunk's got his pick of the week, his snack of the week. Let's get down to it. Netflix be damned! Let's do this! It was a sad day recently as we had to go and collect a digital cable box from our cable provider. We can no longer just plug into the back of the TV and go. In order to see Judge Mathis and great infomercials and the local news with the kid with the underwrite doing the weather. You're going to be very cool this weekend. It's like, oh, sir, you've had a rough life. You must be about 48 years old. He's like, I'm 21. And he's just dressed poorly, like he's in his father's suit, and he's got a bad haircut. Anyways, he still gets us the weather, so we won't pick too hard. But the way we consume media changes rapidly. I remember when I was a kid, you got a $700 Betamax tape player. Then it became a VCR, and then laser discs were a thing for about a minute. Then DVDs. We stopped right there. Streaming, okay, if we're at somebody's house and they know how to run the thing, great. We don't have a RockU or whatever that thing is. We have a DVD, VCR, combo TV that's about this big, and that's how we like to see our movies. But there's no more Blockbuster Video. There's some boxes where you can get DVDs, but we like to get ours the old-fashioned way out of that giant bin at the retail store. We like to look for things that we haven't seen. So right now, we're going to pluck through our pile of videos, and we're going to tell you what we think a movie's about, and then we're going to read the synopsis and see what it's really about. Well, it looks good here. The Reluctant Astronaut, a Don Knotts comedy classic. For those of you that are under the age of 75, Don Knotts was Barney Fife, and something about the fish that ate Pittsburgh, and I think he was Ernest P. Worrell's dad, because that's kind of how he was. He'd always come in with his gun like this and be like, Andy, and then he'd just like knock a pie over and fart really loud and then fall face first into a pumpkin patch. But he's boldly going where no coward has gone before. So I'm guessing this is a movie with this smiling, jerky corporal behind him. He's like, hey, let's send somebody horribly ill-equipped into space. That can't go bad. Because before that they were sending monkeys into space. Monk's uncle, Chippers, he went into space. He made it back, but he was different. He was talking about some guy coming by with this thing that was like a long pen, and he always just got skittish whenever he had to sit down. But anyways, so they send some guy into space hoping for the best, and if it goes bad, who cares? It's just some ne'er-do-well. Let's see what it's really all about. Don Knotts is Royal Fleming, a carnival worker who runs a spaceship ride for kids. Okay, so he's got some experience. He runs a spaceship ride. I'm just imagining that thing in front of the drugstore that goes like this. And he always ends sort of in an awkward Johnny position. Concerned about his future, Royal's dad sends an application to NASA in his son's name. So Don Knotts must be 25 in this, so this must be from 1842. After being accepted, Royal sets out for Florida, only to discover his new jobs involve sweeping floors, not space travel. That's until NASA learns of Russia's plan to put a civilian into orbit and chooses Royal to man its own experimental flight. Summoning his courage, the reluctant astronaut blasts into space and an unlikely hero is born. And you can see there are some high-tech special effects. It looks like he's got a fishbowl on his head back here. Yeah, I can see why this was under $4. We'll give it a whirl, but if it's too madcap, we'll probably tap out pretty early. The Reluctant Astronaut. Like, I can understand if it was like the reluctant garbage collector or the reluctant guy who works the laundromat, but we shouldn't be sending people into space that don't want to go. We should probably step up our game in that respect. Next up, Academy Award winner Robert Duvall presents A Night in Old Mexico. This cowboy ain't done yet. No, sir. He's still doing his thing. He's just like I imagine this movie starts with him sitting at a cafe counter, and he's like, "Susan, get me the regular." And she's like, "Oh, a cup of coffee, a hammer, and 4 Advil." He's like, "Well, that's right." And then he just like whacks his bad tooth out of his mouth, takes the Advil, and throws the coffee over his shoulder. I guess if you're a tough old cowboy, you can always sort of find work, but I'm imagining there's some case that the local police can't handle, or the police force is corrupt, or the entire town's in trouble, and he's the retired old guy who's like, "Well, I guess I gotta do it one more time with my monkey." And then he's got, well, he maybe doesn't have a monkey, you know, only the coolest of the cool have monkeys hanging with them all the time. Isn't that right, Mr. Mucklesworth? Oh yeah, baby. We're gonna get to your pick of the week and your treat of the week. So let's see what old Robert Duvall's up to in A Night in Old Mexico. Forced to give up his land and home, Texas rancher Red Bovee is not about to retire quietly into a trailer park. Instead, he jumps into his Cadillac and hits the road with his I thought that said strange, but it says estranged grandson for one last wild adventure filled with guns, booze, women, and booze. It's just another night in old Mexico. Then there's like one of these things from USA Today. Fans of Robert Duvall's work on Lonesome Dove will want to spend a night in old Mexico with the Oscar-winning actor. Yeah, so I guess this is like kind of like that movie where Morgan Freeman and them robbed a bank. It's like, old guys still rock. Like old Walt at the ice cream store. I can still get whipped cream made every day and give you a flavor of the month. This month it's cappuccino. It's middle of August. You don't want anything to do with cappuccino, but here you go. Well, okay, so there's no redeeming quality. Just this guy takes his grandson and teaches him how to be an irresponsible old fart. Good job, Robert Duvall. We'll probably watch you after The Reluctant Astronaut and after a couple other movies as well. Hardcore Henry. We're staying right on this tip of these whatevers. First they made him dangerous, then they made him mad. So it looks like some guy with 2 guns parachuting into some space wearing sneakers and jeans. So either he fell out of a plane going to the Jersey Shore, or I don't know. Could be a bad guy, could be a good guy. I can't really tell. Looks like he's also upside down because the city is there, and you can see he's like that. So I guess he's parachuting upside down, which means he didn't open his pack. I don't know. An unprecedented achievement unlike anything you've ever seen. And I'll be the judge of that. You remember nothing, mainly because you've just been brought back from the dead by your wife who tells you your name is Henry. Okay. 5 minutes later, you're being shot at. Your wife's been kidnapped, and you should probably go get her back. I don't know. I'm not that attached to her. This sort of sounds like Memento, or that one with a pretty boy Channing Tatum, where his girlfriend gets hit by a bus and can't remember that she's in love with him. You're also in an unfamiliar city, Moscow, and everybody wants you dead. If you can survive the insanity and solve the mystery, you might just discover your purpose and the truth behind your identity. Strap in for a wild ride that critics are calling a revolutionary movie experience. And that's from IndieWire. So I kind of got an inside lead on this, that it's like all shot like this, kind of like a first person thing, so you feel like you're Hardcore Henry. I don't know though, it just sounds like a way to like cut an actor out of the deal. It's like, you're the actor, If at least I want to choose my own adventure. How about my wife lives and we go to a nice restaurant in Moscow? Instead of she's dead, she's telling me she's my wife. She's telling me she took my wallet. She's telling me that the DVD VCR is broken. It's Monk's fault. Because it's never Monk's fault. He's a good monkey. He doesn't screw around like that. He doesn't put Chex Mix in there. That's Rockin' Randall. But anyways, let me choose my own adventure. We'll watch it. But I think we won't relate to old Hardcore Henry. One more and then we'll get to Monk's pick of the week. Kidnapped in Romania. See Hardcore Henry. I think it's probably just the same thing. You got Michael Madsen from The Hateful Eight. Maya Morgenstern from The Passion of the Christ. Paul Sorvino from Goodfellas. And Gucci Boy from Brick Mansion. Well, if Gucci Boy is in it, you know it's good. Yeah, just whatever I just said was the real reason for Hardcore Henry. Just plug that in as what I think this Kidnapped in Romania is about to be about. Let's put the over-under at definite. Okay, so let's see. 2 journalists traveling through Europe are on a work assignment. After their car breaks down on an isolated road in a rural town in Romania, they're kidnapped and held hostage. With time running out, who will help them? Okay. Yeah, alright, fine. This guy looks like Eugene's dad from The Walking Dead, but more dustier and less equipped. You know what, we might just take Hardcore Henry, A Night in Old Mexico, and Kidnapped in Romania, and throw them at the ceiling, and whichever one sticks, we'll watch last. The Reluctant Astronaut seems like a winner after all that. At least it's got an upbeat premise. Even though Don Knotts is always you'd like to see him in one of those movies where his wife wakes him up in Russia and he doesn't know what's going on. Monk, what did you pick out? Oh, family fun all the way around as the Flintstones and WWE present Stone Age SmackDown. So I imagine this is just the stars of WWE working with the Flintstones in a Hanna-Barbera good time. Let's yabba-dabba-do this. Get ready for some action in this all-new original movie that brings WWE's toughest superstars to bedrock. Fred loses his family's vacation money and he hatches one of his harebrained plans to get it back. With help from John Cena Stone, Marble Henry, and even The Undertaker. Undertaker didn't get a stupid name, how about, oh yeah, I guess there's no rock way to do Undertaker. Underbreaker? I don't know, whatever. Fred's the promoter, the crowd roars, clams are pouring in until Mr. McMagma, who I guess is Mr. McMahon, taking notice of all the hoopla. Can Fred keep serving up bigger and badder matches, or is he in the rocky ride of his life? It's time to get the whole family together for some hard-hitting, side-splitting laughs from the most epic event in all of prehistory. So Fred Flintstone's promoting WWE matches. Alright, so that, the Reluctant Astronaut, and Hardcore Henry make the cut. Kidnapped in Romania, you're going to serve as a table leveler. Right under the leg. What do you got for your snack of the week, Monk? Mike and Ike Sunday Sweets. Oh, okay. So think back to last week when we had those Pop-Tart milkshakes. This is Mike and Ike putting a Sunday twist on everything. Chocolate fudge, banana split, caramel drizzle, crushed pineapple, cherry on top, and vanilla ice cream. I bet these are delish and nutrish, and you're going to want to watch them while you feed your fish. I don't know. Oh, the chocolate's bad. That chocolate fudge is bad. It sort of overpowers the rest of them. Cherry on top's good. So just go through like this, pour them all out, and throw all the chocolates away. You'll be in good shape. Good choice otherwise, Monk. This will be ample sustenance for our movie marathon this evening. Don't forget, you can check out our previous incarnation right here. Subscribe, at Ken Murph, do this on YouTube and Instagram. Well, you're on YouTube now. So just subscribe and like, share with your friends. Instagram and Twitter at KMDT. KMDT on Facebook. The Monker. He just ate his way down into this bucket. So he's kind of like putting popcorn kernels into his mouth with his feet at this point. He's just taking a little break. We got some movies to watch. That is if our DVD VCR player isn't smoking and spitting out Chex Mix still. Randall. Tune in next week. We will eventually get to our chips. This is going on par with our Irish food, where like the chips are becoming their own white whale. And he's Ahab, and I'm Ahab's brother Behab. It's going to be a good time when we get to him. Next week, it is St. Patrick's Day. We will be having a usual sequence, and it'll have its own little twist. I think you can see by the bubble what might be on tap. But until next time, he's Monk Bunk, I'm Murph. We got some movies to watch, and we'll see you next time we view this. Oh, view this. That's horrible.